obvious because of the treatment and what they are going through. Poverty is high. Substance abuse is high. All these things are happening there, and yet these two parties are coming together. My point was, let's meet, and then we can discuss the South African context of who is actually supposed to cry victim in this country. We are talking about 31 years at AfriForum, and solidarity is going to Donald Trump to ask for assistance. We as the Khoisan people are talking about 431 years.
You know, something very interesting is happening here in South Africa. We know that the white people went there to Donald Trump in America and said everything that they said. We know what white people said to Donald Trump. I don't even want to get into that, but we know the whole story of AfriForum. Now, the Khoisans, we all know that the Khoisans, it is said that they are the original inhabitants of this country, South Africa. The original inhabitants is not us black people or white people, but it's the Khoisans. Now, the Khoisans have requested a meeting with the Trump administration, and the Trump administration has received this letter that was sent by the Khoisan people. So any day from now, they might be meeting with the Trump administration. Now, you might be wondering, what are the Khoisan wanting with the Trump administration? Now, apparently, they're saying that they want to shed the proper light, which means they want to tell Donald Trump that white people here in South Africa, what they are saying is a bunch of nonsense. Because the land that they want to keep doesn't belong to them. They stole from the Khoisan, not the blacks, the Khoisan, because the blacks also stole it from the Khoisan. So I'm going to stitch the leader of the Khoisan here, an activist in the Khoisan community. Listen to everything that he's saying, and please shed some light, because this one is very confusing to me. I would really love to learn from you. Maybe you will understand it better. Because the way they are speaking, I really don't understand whether they are fighting against the expropriation bill or they are for the expropriation bill. I don't understand whether they are saying the land doesn't belong to white people and the land doesn't belong to black people. The land belongs to them. So they want Trump to help them take the land, or they are saying white people. Listen to these people and then tell me, what is it exactly that they are fighting for when you are listening to them? Are they fighting for the expropriation bill, or are they fighting against the expropriation bill? I would really, really love to hear your own understanding of this thing, because I've listened to this man 2 times now, but still I'm failing to understand whether are they for the expropriation bill or against it. And why do they want to meet with Trump? But you know what? Listen to this man and then tell me on the comment section down below what do you think about everything that he's saying. But if you just enjoyed this video or you learned something new, please leave a like and subscribe to this channel. I would really, really appreciate it. My name is Emmanuel and this is Mzansi Versity, the place where we transform lives through knowledge and information. Let's meet again on another video.
The Khoisan community have requested a meeting with Donald Trump, or the Donald Trump administration rather, over land dispossession. The group says it needs to clarify the concerns raised by Solidarity and AfriForum regarding land expropriation without compensation in South Africa. Activist Christian Martin joins us now for more. Christian, a good evening to you. Thank you so much for joining us. So this is interesting, right? Activists that are really wanting to see the recognition of the Khoi and the San people in South Africa, wanting to meet with the Trump administration. Why? Talk to us about the why.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. I think I just wanted to bring some clarity and some background to the actual writing to the White House, and specifically to President Donald Trump. You see, the challenge that we have as the Khoi and San, you have 2 parties that are coming together. The one party just some years, decades ago, was actually found guilty for apartheid as being a crime of humanity. The other party, who is President Donald Trump, who I see as a schoolyard bully, the one is going to the other one. If you look at Donald Trump, President Donald Trump, and his indigenous people in his country, the research that I've done over the years shows that the indigenous people of America is actually worse off than these same people from Solidarity and AfriForum that he's going to now. And Donald Trump wants to defend the AfriForum and the Solidarity people on whose behalf they are actually talking. That is the challenge that I have, is that there's two parties coming together. The one cry victim, which is AfriForum and Solidarity, to the, as I call it, the schoolyard bully, who is no better in treating his indigenous people when it comes to the American Indians or the American indigenous people. If you do your research on the indigenous people of America, you will find out that when it comes to suicide, it is very high. Obvious because of the treatment and what they are going through. Poverty is high. Substance abuse is high. All these things are happening there, and yet these two parties are coming together. My point was, let's meet, and then we can discuss the South African context of who is actually supposed to cry victim in this country. We are talking about 31 years that AfriForum and Solidarity is going to Donald Trump to ask for assistance. We as the Khoisan people are talking about 431 years of going through what we are going through at present. Number one, in the South African context, the same Solidarity and AfriForum, they can partake in socio-economic activities. They can partake in this country. The Khoisan, as per BBEE, are not acknowledged as people of South Africa. We're not African, because African's definition for BBEE is only in Nguni. We are not black, because black's definition is African, Indian, colored. And I almost want to say, worst of all, even the Chinese people took the South African government 2007 to the High Court, won the case, and even the Chinese people can qualify to apply for BBEE projects. The Khoi-San people in their own country of abode are not recognized as African people coming from Africa. And for me, it was just to see this going on between these parties, Solidarity versus the Trump administration. So ours is to say is that let's come together. The Trump administration, who is the schoolyard bully, as well as Solidarity, as well as AfriForum, that are crying and screaming a victimhood. We're talking about expropriation without compensation. Let's not forget that the Khoi-San were killed to the brink of extinction in this country, not for anything else but land. Let's not forget there was a planned genocide against the Khoi and especially the Bushmen in this country. Why? Because of land. And now these same people are screaming expropriation without compensation is something bad, it's something evil. Yet they forget very soon that is how they got this land that they are living on today.
It's an interesting perspective, and you go on to say, and I want to read from some of what you've written. The very practices these organizations now decry, this is where you speak about Solidarity and AfriForum, were once perpetrated against our ancestors by the British and Portuguese colonial forces, as well as the South African apartheid government. So you've written to the Trump administration, and you've received acknowledgement of that memorandum to his administration. What is the call that is being made here to the British and Portuguese governments?
As I've said, if you're looking at the background, remember our colonial past in this country. I was just trying to remind Solidarity, I'm just trying to remind AfriForum, I'm just trying to tell Donald Trump, who's now trying to be the person, the hero, saving AfriForum and Saving Solidarity representatives to say is that let's not forget in South Africa, we came through colonialism, we came through apartheid, we came through the Dutch, we even coming now through the democratic dispensation. Why I'm saying that okay, democratic dispensation, we are fighting to get acknowledged, to get recognized in our own country. You know, the irony of the South African politics is the following. When the Nguni came from the north, it was the Khoisan that received